rights for the Iron Bowl now belong to Alabama fans, but the football team itself looking ahead to an even bigger game, the SEC Championship this Saturday. Paul Finebaum from the Finebaum Network is with us this morning in the studio. Hi, Paul.
Hello.
How are you?
You know, I was thinking 2 years ago today, on the Monday after Thanksgiving, we were all here the day Mike Shula was fired at Tuscaloosa, and look where Alabama is today.
Look where they are, and I remember when Nick Saban was hired, you said 4 years he'd win a national championship.
You're
amending
on
that now,
from Mrs. Saban. I predicted national championship in 4 years. Who knew?
Well, they're not there yet, and that's kind of what we're
laughing
talking.
at me too, I remember. Right?
We're to that point, though. This may be one of the most important SEC championship games in a long time.
It's really one of the most important football games in a long time, short of the BCS National Championship. It's just unprecedented in this push to get a national playoff that there is a play-in game. Winner of the game Saturday in Atlanta goes to Miami. That's never happened before.
And it even means more when you look at what's happened over the weekend with Oklahoma and Texas. Oklahoma jumps Texas, but Texas beat Oklahoma.
Good system, isn't it?
Yeah, the Big 12 is a little confused right now, isn't it?
Well, when you let computers pick who's going to play in the national championship game, you're going to get dismissed. Thank goodness we still vote for president.
All right, let's go back to the Iron Bowl on Saturday. Bama stopping Auburn's 6-game winning streak. Are you surprised that it was that bad as it was? I think a lot of people thought they would hang with them.
Yeah, I think most people thought Auburn would at least show up. And
until halftime, it looked like it was possible.
The missed field goal at the end of the first half would have been a one-possession game. Instead, it was the route was on, and in the second half, poor Cody Burns, every time he touched the ball, he gave it up, and Alabama really wasn't even trying to run up the score at the end of the game, and the McElroy was in the backup, and the defense set up for another score, and I believe that was the loudest the stadium rocked when Alabama scored with the backup quarterback.
What does that game show you as Alabama heads into a game with Florida, though? Most national people believe Florida's the favorite, right?
Florida came out last night as a 10.5-point underdog favorite. Alabama's a 10.5-point underdog. They're the #1 team in the country. It shows you how the betting public thinks Florida is that much better. Alabama's a great football team, and most of the national pundits will pick Florida. I just asked Bill Boland. He said, go with Alabama. And I'm not sure I'm going to go against Alabama at this point in the year. But Florida, the only thing about Florida that's a positive for Alabama, Tebow is in the game, but Percy Harvin, their star
hurt his ankle, didn't he?
Kick returner and wide receiver and rusher, is probably going to be out. That means that they have 4 or 5 other great players to take his place. But Tebow's unbelievable.
We've been looking here at some of the game Saturday between FSU and Florida, and he really, look at him. Tim Tebow, they call him Superman. He was incredible.
Tebow almost came to Alabama. He absolutely loved Mike Shula.
I remember the drama. I remember the drama building up to it. I
think he wanted to go to Alabama, but his parents and family had all gone to Florida. Where would Alabama be today? I don't know. They're #1 in the country. Could they be any better?
So Alabama's #1. If they beat Florida, they will play for the national championship.
Absolutely.
So we know that's what's on the line.
Exactly.
What's on the line for the Auburn Tigers and Coach Tommy Tuberville?
It is expected that perhaps as early as today, Jay Gouge, the president, will say that Tuberville will be back. Almost no one down there believes he's going to be fired. They feel, even though this was a disastrous season, he made a lot of mistakes, he admits that. Most people believe that he's earned a mulligan, a golf term, and he'll probably get it. He will wipe out most of his offensive coaching staff. He'll bring in a new coordinator, and Auburn fans will hold their breath. But right now, the program is a mess.
He's really got to do something spectacular, though, doesn't he? And
he does.
Even as much talked about it after the game Saturday night, just saying, it's on me. I know some major changes have to, and he said, I'll do this.
He gambled a year ago that he didn't think he could recruit well enough to the offense he was running. He brought in the spread. It blew up in his face, and now he's going to try again, and there won't be any do-overs. It will be do or die next season.
From what you hear, will Auburn be going back to what we know of Auburn football?
A variation of it. I think Tuberville still wants to spread it out a little bit and be something a little less traditional, but right now he just has to calm people down, because walking out of that stadium Saturday night, Auburn fans were pretty angry.
Quarterback situation is going to be the talk, obviously. Cody had a tough game Saturday night. Barrett Trotter is the one that people were looking.
The guy.
They were thinking about bringing him in this year. What do you think is going to happen?
I think he's going to be the quarterback of Auburn's future if they keep moving toward the spread. He's well thought of. Tony Franklin, who was fired, really loved Barrett Trotter. He thought he was almost ready to play this year. I think he'll be the quarterback next year.
You know, that scares Auburn fans, though, when you talk about the spread, that he's the spread quarterback, because that's what kind of got Auburn where they are now.
Tuberville felt like he had to go to that to recruit, and most of his recruits coming in are offensively are spread players.
All right. It's a busy week ahead. Dominating, of course, Alabama will be dominating this week because of the SEC Championship game. You want to go ahead and make a call here now?
Bill, what do you think? Alabama by 10?
Woo.
No.
I'll take it.
Well, I'd like to think about it.
All right. See, when he's not coming. Hey, quickly before we go to break, I heard a rumor you were running around with Taylor Hicks Saturday night in T-Town.
Yeah. I had 2 hours to kill before the Fox 6 Iron Bowl tangle, and I prepared by hanging out with Taylor.
Bar hopping.
A couple of people walked up to me and said, do you know your wife? Does your wife know that you're out with Taylor Hicks with co-eds? And well, I guess she does now. Thanks, Janice.
I wish I could have seen it.
You know the name of a good divorce lawyer?
I love your wife. That is not going to happen, I hope. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, very good. All right, still ahead. Avoiding the holiday weight gain, how you can do it without cutting out the